Granborough back with Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, France campaign. The early naval clashes of the Second Franco-Italian War are proving pretty tense. We have seen little sign of Italian capital ships, but are facing division after division of numerous and quite dangerous Italian destroyers. These DDs are substantially more advanced than their German counterparts, particularly in the realm of torpedoes. As seen toward the end of the last episode, here we are. We're just off the southern coast of Sardinia, and we've got 6 of our cruisers, a mix of a Rochambeau, some Bouvin, and or Bouvin. There's a Cayman class in here, a refit Cayman. Got a La Motte Piquet light cruiser and a couple destroyers, one of which is a Barasque, against some Italian cruisers, just 3, and 27 destroyers. Oh, and some TVs as well. Okay, fun times. Okay, we've just dropped to X5, so we've been spotted. I think I may have messed up a little bit. I've got my cruisers over here, and I think I may have gotten them on the wrong side of the transports. Yeah, there we go. We got some destroyers coming in here. We may lose some transports here. Maybe. Try to loop these destroyers around. Try to keep something spotted. Get the cruisers starting to fire at the initial leaders here. Nope. Damn. We need to slow this down. That was one of my biggest issues with those earlier battles last episode. We shoot the closer one. Let's do that. It's a short range. Torpedo boats. Okay. So they don't have as long a range. They're old 1890 era torpedoes. I got a lot of destroyers here too, though. That's only a couple of these ships that are that short ranged. Come on, finish these guys off. They're kind of helping to spot. Okay, looks like Dog missed that, it wasn't hit by that short-range torpedo. Take the torpedo avoidance off for the moment. That one's pretty much done for. That one's pretty much done for. When you get fire on this one, that's probably a real destroyer. Freccia down. Okay, well, at least we sank the first one. Ow. Ooh, That guy got popped. Well, it's working out so far. Especially the next target. That's a TV. I think these are all TVs. Let's flip the DDs back around. Spot the next targets coming in. I think we can bump up a little bit in time compression. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of tempted to end the battle right here. Knowing what's coming. I'm not, though. Oh, here we go. We got smoke over here. We don't need to get any closer than we have to those 4-kilometer range torpedoes. Except for the destroyers. For spotting purposes. I think they only had 4 torpedo boats, so everything else should be destroyers, and then they do have the few cruisers. That could be a cruiser over here. Yeah, that's a cruiser, I think. It is indeed. Kilometers. What is Tonnant's range? Smoke screens back here. Shot. Get a good solution. Peters away. One malfunctioned. Looks like one may or may not hit. Yeah, it's going to slip across her. Slipped right past her bow. Well, see, there's a bunch of them back here. They're not really pressing the attack very aggressively. Just gonna loop this cruiser line back around. Trying to keep, trying to keep a line between the enemy and the merchants. Need to bring the destroyers a little bit closer up here to reacquire. I don't know why these destroyers aren't firing. There we go. Sometimes you just gotta right-click the target and they'll start banging away. This is one of our Barask class with the 2.9s. We haven't seen them in action too much, other than Barask herself, which got pummeled in the big fleet action in the North Sea. Admiral alone has already made 66 hits for 6,700 with her 2.9s. Okay, let's not let these destroyers get too overextended here in front of the cruisers. Just kind of panning around, seeing if we spot anything else. So far, no. Well, we lost spot on that cruiser again. The environmental conditions aren't fantastic. Rainy, gale, moderate waves. And that, of course, that's not just affecting accuracy, but spotting as well. Particularly the rainy weather, I think. Look here. This is almost a 5,000 ton light cruiser, so it is not an 1890 vintage. Induced boilers, expansion engine, got some aux, electric steering, croup armor, double bottomed, fast torpedo propulsion, which does mean it's going to have just 3.3 kilometer range. Stereoscopic 2 rangefinder. So it's got a fair amount of... there's a smoke screen over there in the corner. It's got a fair amount of tech on it. That's one of their kind of later era light cruisers, I think. Okay, so we probably got some destroyers over here. Their other light cruiser could be in there as well. How's our cruiser line doing? I think they're fine where they are. Okay, we should be picking up spot on one of these just any moment. And we're pretty much within torpedo range of them too. There we go. Almost certainly DDs. Yes. 2 torpedo launchers aft, but not one forward. This is one of their older destroyers, which means it may not have quite the torpedo range. Oh, it does. 5 kilometers. All right, we got spotting. Let's turn around. Okay, cruiser line. I think you're fine where you are. I think, for the moment. For the moment. This cruiser had another light cruiser in its division with her that wasn't anywhere near her. That suggests that the other light cruiser may have had some battle start propulsion damage. Alright, come on around. Keep them spotted. Keep them spotted. We're going to have to bring the cruisers a little bit closer in range. And we kind of need to move them back over this way anyway. Let's put them about like that. Feel free to actually shoot. Oh, we got the angle thing. She's still rotating her turrets. No, they're completely... Oh my gosh, look how slow those guns are rotating around. I gotta do something about this. And I kind of need to turn these destroyers around too. Oh, I made that turn just at the right time. Torps in the water. And that's not just a, oh, I need to do better on my next design. This is like a, you need to go refit all your destroyers right now. Emergency machinery alt. Darn, that just smells like fish in the water right there. Got a good amount of fire. Ah, loose spot. It seems about right there. I don't want them any closer. There we go. This TD's not loaded up right now. At least I hope she isn't. I'm going to keep these destroyers going straight so that they can keep firing, at least for the moment. Come on. Hit her, hit her, hit her. Come on. Come on. Cruisers! We're going to lose spot if we don't turn. Okay, she's not smoked up now. Need a bigger hit than that. Now she's starting to take some pops. Okay. Amphitrite. It's got a full load of. Let's go ahead and put on torp avoidance for dog's benefit. Your best chance is to just go straight. Try to comb these. Okay. I think she'll be alright. I think we can turn off torpedo avoidance for Dog. Yeah, that destroyer is pretty beat up now. So should be some over here. We're not far. We're only at X. There they are. Boom! Boom! Tito Sperry's turn. No ammo. Hopefully that doesn't mean she just fired. See any smoke back over this direction. Cruiser's kind of moving this way. Not gonna lie, I'm a little disappointed with the Italians. I don't know if I said that already. I mean, if they had pounded all those destroyers in here at once, man, we would have had an awful time of it. As it is, we have sunk, I don't know, 3 or 4 destroyers, 4 torpedo boats, and a light cruiser, and have suffered extremely little damage ourselves. About 2/3 of our total damage has come from the smallest calibers, the 2.9s. Quite a lot of 6.9 hits also, though, considering the small size of the targets. Those have been quite effective as well. Not as many 4.9 and 3.9 hits. But I think that's probably in large part due to we just don't have as many of those guns in this particular composition. There's some 3.9s on Dog. But the Rochambeau and the 3 Bouvin, they're just 2.9s. We just don't have as many of those guns. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and just call it a day. We've sunk a fair number of Italian ships, and so far we've done pretty well with torpedo avoidance from those that we have made contact with. There's still about 23 destroyers out there. So let's not tempt fate and call it a win for the Republic. Yeah, almost 1,700 victory points. We sank 8 ships, 1 light cruiser. 1, 2. Ooh, we sank 3 destroyers and heavy damage. Yeah, missed that guy. That might have been a battle start damage thing, though. Might have been. What about that other cruiser? No, it was apparently okay. And we got all 4 of the torpedo boats. As we should. Well, earlier in this month, we had taken this small group here and pushed them into East Med on a Protect Commerce mission. What I had failed to notice was that all 3 of those ships were already committed to the various battles for this month, and so they're all back in port, doing some repairing. Massena's in there, Leon is in there. 3 months, 1 month, and then Dog was in that last battle, and she's back into port as well. So we don't have that force out here. All right, so I'm going to send these 3 cruisers. We've got a Bouvin class and 2 Lamont Piquet light cruisers. Send them out here on the protection mission. And they will probably have to stay out. Let's start moving some of our other ships around. Still got quite a few repairing up here, but we got quite a few who are ready to move. Let me just send a task force here into the West Med. Let's bring these Diderots over. And let's bring with her 4 heavy cruisers. A couple of lights. Let's bring all 3 of these lights. They're loaded down pretty heavily with 2.9s. The refit Lamont Piquets are. And let's go ahead and bring these 4. Let's bring 2. Okay. I think that's a pretty decent group for the West Med. And let's see. Yeah, I think that'll do. What I find notable here is that even just with these couple of ships in the East Med on commerce protection during wartime against Italy, just that little dab of ship is enough that we're no longer getting the positive relations with Austria in the East Med. So there's nothing now to counterbalance the negative relations that somehow we're getting with Austria in the North Atlantic, which doesn't really make a whole bunch of sense to me. So now we do have a slightly negative monthly trend with Austria. which will take a long time to manifest itself. We had improved all the way up to minus 35. Also notable, I kind of thought that after that massive battle in the North Sea and getting up above 50,000 VP, that Germany would once again ask for peace. They haven't. So we are still at war with Germany. There's no battles happening with Germany. But that war does continue. So I kind of feel like probably need to, I don't know, send another task force up here just enough to get a battle, just to prompt them into negotiations. That'll have to wait for next month. For now, we have a relatively small battle. It is a... Oh, we are attacking a port. If we defeat their naval forces, we can damage their facilities. And we've got, well, it's those same 3 cruisers on protect mode. And they're running into a passel of destroyers. And 1 cruiser. Let's check out this cruiser. Messina class. 6,300 ton. 22 knot. Apparently is not torpedo armed. 6.3 inch guns. And a whole bunch of 4.3s. All right, in we go. Okay, we've just dropped to X5, indicating we are spotted, which is to be expected since the majority... That's actually not bad. That's probably the cruiser. We wouldn't be spotting a destroyer that far away. Yeah, definitely the cruiser. Let's have a look at it. Some destroyers. Okay, let's get Admiral Treyhart. I'm going with that. It's probably grossly mispronounced. Let's keep your mains on that heavy cruiser. And let's get the secondaries on this guy. Okay, the light cruisers are taking some fire. Let's go ahead and tell them to smoke. Looks like a good time to just loop around. Oh, I don't know. Might get lucky, might not get lucky. Oh my good. Oh, and an ammo detonation. So that's not good. I don't think you need to follow that heavy cruiser anymore. Since you just became the main effort. I don't know if you're going to be able to far, but try to get... Oh, she may take another torpedo. Yeah, heavy cruisers, or light cruisers, maybe you better speed up. No? Why am I not able to order them at more than 7 knot? Not damaged. I think they're slowed down because they were still in follow behind Admiral whatever. And now I'm not able to give them a faster... There we go. Just had to catch up there. Let's try to take that heavy cruiser out and make this an even trade. We haven't quite lost Prévoir yet. Torpedo avoidance back on. Looks like there's a torpedo headed toward Cassard. Who is just taking propulsion damage. I think she's going to avoid that fish. But I don't know if Prévoir will. Turn to starboard. Turn to starboard. Okay, I think she's going to avoid it. Crap, there's another fish going. Let's make sure. Ow! I thought Prévoir was going to avoid that. Looks like not. But she's not taking any additional flooding from that. So that's good. Let's loop these cruisers back around. Hopefully everybody should be firing at this cruiser. They are. Pretty much just got to stand and fight here, otherwise we lose because she ain't going any faster than this. So far, let's go ahead and slow down. Try to get as much accuracy as we can. More destroyers coming in, and more DDs coming in. Let's go all HE. Let's go all HE. Getting too many blocked and ricocheted shots there. There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay. Now we're kind of back to something approaching equal terms. Is she gonna avoid these? Just barely. Just barely. Whew. It's not going to be too many more years before this torpedo tech for everybody gets out to 6, 9, 12 kilometer. Big smack. Take that, Mr. Destroyer. It's clearly headed for what's your best bet here? So I don't know if it's a better idea to continue on course and try to have it pass under the stern. I think she's going too slow for that. But I don't have any confidence in her making a turn to starboard to avoid that either. Don't even want to turn her further to port and swing the stern. Just make a very small course change and hope for the best, which is to say, hope for a dud. Yeah, that thing's not really a threat anymore. Let's shift our fire to Cagney. A is undamaged, which means B still fast, which means C still has torpedoes, and dud. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And get Pascal turned a little bit, so she not that much. So she's got more guns to bear. No torpedoes. Venadio, not kind of a mission kill there. Okay, Madonna. I think we can get better shots with the light cruisers on Madonna right now. So let's do that. Keep an eye on this too. Yep. Instead of trying to pronounce the name, I'm just going to go with Admiral. That's a little easier. Oh, and yeah, Admiral just popped Madonna pretty hard there. Well, that was a 5.9. That was one of the light cruisers. Good, good, good. That's a good development. Yeah, good target here for both divisions. Stella's a full up round, but she's burned all her torpedoes, so we'll leave her alone for the moment. Okay, this destroyer is coming to view. No doubt it's got a full bag of fish. This destroyer is the biggest threat to Admiral at the moment, though. Keep firing at her for the moment. This just smells like there could already be torpedoes in the water. Let's do a hard turn. No, shoot this guy. Until we know for sure and she's identified, this is the one most likely to sink you. Yeah, she still has a couple torpedoes. A, she's got a couple left, and B, she just recently fired. Right there. Can't quite. Well, that one should be okay, unless it does a funky course change. Zolfo down, Stella not a threat. She did fire. Has more. So Turquoise, new target. I think it did do a course change in a direction favorable for us. This is our Commerce Protection Task Force. I'm going to have to send another group. I'm sure every time I send a group of cruisers into the East Med, they're going to get an encounter, I'm sure. Since that's where pretty much the entire Italian Navy is. They have very few ships in the West Med. But I got to keep doing it because of the monthly transport losses. We saw what happened when I didn't have any ships over there. In the last episode. And some may not have seen that. Did not have any cruisers or any other ships in the Eastern Mediterranean during the first month of this Franco-Italian War, and we lost 8 merchants. I don't want to lose 8 merchants every turn, so got to keep this task force in the Eastern Mediterranean, even though they're going to get put into action pretty much every time. Oh, torpedo damage. Nah, I thought maybe that would take her out for a torpedo threat, but it did not. I think she lost a torpedo from her inventory, though. There's still fire coming from over here. There's a damaged ship over here that is still in action. Think we can speed time up a little bit. Oh, there's two more destroyers over here. So there's a total of 4 still afloat. Oop, oop. Who's this? Cagney. With a full bag of torpedoes. You are definitely the new primary target. Okay. She's taking some flooding. That should be slowing her down. Well, we can see. 19.2 knots. Ooh, there's a big smack. It should be pretty much a mission kill. She's down to 9 knots. She hasn't fired torpedoes yet. Damn, I think that's another division of destroyers that we have not actually encountered yet. Let's go ahead and get Admiral's butt pointed this way. Increase the chances that she lucks out of getting hit with a torpedo. Let's not forget Stella doesn't have any torpedoes. Cagney's in rough shape. She has just fired. Looks like she's just fired 6. Well, Admiral's turning as best she can. Let's go ahead and turn the light cruisers. Bacana, who has already fired torpedoes and still has 16 left. Your torpedo loadout a lot. Yeah, this is one of the 5 double launcher model that we saw in the last war. Oh my goodness. Let's shift fire. Let's need to take Bacana out. Ooze to port, Admiral. Boom. There's a big pop. She hasn't fired any more torpedoes. Hopefully she's kind of in a state there. Nice. 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 Okay. Let's finish off Cogni here. To get hit. I think we can hazard speeding up a little bit here. Okay, we need to get these cruisers kind of back this way. There's still a couple of destroyers over here, one of which has no torpedoes, even though it's full health. But then there's another one. Should be pretty close to sinking anyway. Turn the torpedo avoidance off. Nope. X5, we're spotted. There she is. Yeah, Stella Maurice. No torpedoes. Just turn broadside to get more guns to bear. There's the other destroyer, who has one torpedo. However, not as damaged as I remembered, so... Either she just now fired it, or we just got lucky and damaged her. No, we're not out of torpedoes. There's a fish in the water right around that. There it is, right there. Okay. Nope. There's the other one. I think we're okay, though. I think we turned in time. And I don't think Cassard needs the torpedo avoidance mode. I've been asked before, some time ago, when I played several months ago and posted some gameplay, why do you keep turning the torpedo avoidance on and off like that? Why don't you just leave it on? Well, the reason is because with that mode on, the other ships in the division, it doesn't work for the lead ship. You have to maneuver that one yourself. But for the other ships in the division, they do a pretty decent job of avoiding torpedoes with that mode on. And they do a terrible job of pretty much everything else, you know. They'll be maneuvering wildly if a torpedo is spotted anywhere by anybody, even if it's 20 miles away. So I don't like to keep it on any more than I have to, because they won't maintain their station and formation at all. Okay, we've just about got this last destroyer cleaned up. Stella is going down, and I think that's going to do it. which means that we should be damaging... No, there's another one somewhere. Didn't spot. Apparently the torpedo boat was heavily damaged, not sunk. Looked around a while for that last contact. Didn't pick her up. So we got 6 destroyers. 2,100 victory points. Which is not bad. I mean, what does that work out to be? Well over 300 apiece for destroyers. Whereas we were sinking a lot more German tonnage in the previous war and getting kind of in the same ballpark for victory points for larger class ships. Sounds like after I've exited, they spotted that PB. I think it's too late now, though. All right, well, heavy damage to the heavy cruiser, Admiral. She's out for 4 months. Light damage to the lights. And we did 5,700 damage to the port of Bari. Whatever that's worth. I assume that means that Bari's tonnage capacity, if I can... Can't quite get the mouse over. And I don't have a cruiser group over here. Again. Because all these guys are repairing now. From Bizerta. All these dudes are repairing. No? Oh no, they're repaired. Okay. Well, we'll put them out there. We can tag team these cruiser groups. There we go. Okay. And I think that will do for this episode, fending off a lot of Italian light forces, lots of destroyers. And we took some hits, but I think the war is going okay for us. Got 5,600 VP compared to 45 for the Italians. I'm just wondering what I need to do to get this German war to end. I mean, their stack is still pretty big. So, just sending a couple cruisers up in there might kind of backfire. What do we got here? Okay, we have 2 Vergniaud-class battleships. Some heavy cruisers. I think we can put together a force that can deal with that up there. I'm going to go ahead and do it. Send a force into the North Sea. Corbeil. République. Let's see how many heavy cruisers we can get without sending the Caymans. Is it Trudet? This is basically the modified Rochambeau that drops a lot of the 6.9s and just completely heavies up with 22 2.9s. So we'll send Descartes. Provence. Roland. Just those. All these Caymans are a little bit slower. And we don't have any destroyers. No, let's send a couple light cruisers with them. Even though they're slower too. Is that enough? Putting a lot of eggs in the basket of these 2 Vergniaud-class dreadnoughts. Let's do it. Sea control or invade? We'll just keep them on sea control. That's the mode that the tooltips would lead one to believe will give the best chance for a favorable battle situation. Okay, that will do for this episode. If you like what we're doing with the channel, if you like the series, then leave a like, leave a comment, maybe even subscribe. If you're new to the series of the channel and you haven't caught all the other episodes in this campaign and would like to, I'm linking the playlist here. As I'm speaking, I'm noticing that the enormous Italian death stack looks like it's coming into the West Med. That's going to get interesting next turn. At any rate, thank you very, very much for watching. I appreciate it.